In the deep silence of space, far from Earth and any known star, a small human ship floated alone. Its metal hull glinted faintly under distant stars. Inside, Rayan, a young engineer, worked quietly. His job was simple: repair the ship's communication system, which had suddenly stopped working. He wiped sweat from his brow and focused on the blinking panel before him. Rayan was calm but aware. Space was dangerous, especially in this uncharted sector. There were rumors about strange alien species in this area, dangerous, powerful beings who did not like outsiders. But Rayan was not afraid. He was trained. His mission was important. Suddenly, the silence shattered. A shadow appeared outside the small window. It was another ship, unlike any Rayan had seen before. It was larger, faster, and heavily armed. Red lights blinked fiercely on its hull. The ship came closer, cutting off Rayan's escape. Rayan's heart pounded. He opened the ship's comm system and tried to send a message. "This is human ship S-17. I come in peace. Please identify yourself." No answer came. Only static. Then, with a sudden violent blast, the alien ship fired. The small human ship shook violently. Sparks flew from the walls. Rayan was thrown to the floor. The alien ship fired again and again. The human ship's shields weakened quickly. Rayan scrambled to the control panel, trying to stabilize the systems. But the damage was too great. The ship's engines failed. Rayan's last hope was to send a distress signal to Earth. He hurried to activate the emergency beacon. The signal was weak and scrambled, but it carried one clear message: "They attacked us. They crossed the line." Suddenly, the ship's air was filled with strange alien soldiers. They moved fast, surrounding Rayan. They did not speak. Their eyes glowed cold and cruel. One of them grabbed Rayan roughly. The young engineer struggled but was too weak. The aliens dragged him from the control room and into a dark cell. Hours passed. Rayan's head ached. His body was sore from the rough treatment. He had never felt so alone. One alien entered the cell, holding a strange device. It was cold and sharp, with glowing parts. The alien pressed it against Rayan's arm. Pain exploded through his skin. He cried out, but the alien did not care. "Why?" Rayan asked, his voice weak. "Why do you hate us? We never hurt you." The alien only looked down at him with disgust. "You are weak. Your kind is nothing." Rayan's mind raced. He remembered stories from Earth of humans facing impossible odds in surviving. He clenched his fists and looked the alien in the eyes. "You made a mistake," he whispered. The alien laughed, cruel and cold. Weakness is death, but Rayan was not ready to die. Inside him, a quiet fire burned. He promised himself he would survive, and one day, those aliens would pay for what they had done. Rayan's capture was just the beginning. The alien ship, controlled by the Zareth species, was a cruel and advanced military force. They believed humans were primitive, weak, and easy to destroy. They saw themselves as rulers of the galaxy, and humans as insects, but they did not know Rayan's true strength. In the dark cell, Rayan remembered his training. He closed his eyes and focused. His breathing slowed. Pain was temporary. He could use his mind to survive. Days passed. The aliens tried to break him with harsh questions, threats, and more pain. But Rayan stayed silent. They found nothing useful. One night, as the alien ship moved closer to a distant war zone, the ship's power flickered. There was a brief blackout in the prison cells. Rayan seized the moment. With all his strength, he kicked the cell door. It gave way with a loud crash. He ran down the narrow corridors, alarms ringing everywhere. Alien soldiers shouted and ran after him. But Rayan was faster. He reached the control room, a place full of strange buttons and flashing lights. With trembling hands, he hacked the main console. A burst of sparks flew. The ship's engines began To fail.rayan sent one last message to Earth. They crossed the line. Earth will come. The alien ship began to lose control, spinning through space. Rayan was thrown against the walls. His vision blurred. Then everything went dark. When Rayan awoke, he was alone in a small escape pod, drifting far from the destroyed alien ship. The pod's system was damaged but still alive. He looked at the stars outside and whispered, "They will pay." Far away, on Earth, the distress signal finally reached the military. Commander Alina, Rayan's sister, listened to the message. Her face pale but determined. "They hurt him," she said softly. "They made a mistake." Far away from the silent ruins of the alien ship, deep inside a large control room on Earth, a group of people watched glowing screens. The room was busy with voices, blinking lights, and the soft hum of machines. This was the Earth Defense Alliance's command center, where the best minds worked day and night to protect their home planet. Commander Alina sat at the front, her sharp eyes fixed on a screen. She was tall, strong, and focused, a natural leader who had spent years preparing for dangerous situations like this one. She was also worried. The last message they received was strange, broken, and urgent. It came from a small, damaged human. Ship in deep space, a ship that had disappeared without a trace. Alina listened to the replay of the message one more time. The voice was weak and full of static, but some words stood out clearly. They heard him. They made a mistake. The room fell silent. Everyone felt the weight of those words. Who hurt him? What mistake did they make? And what was coming next? Alina took a deep breath. Her brother, Rayan, was missing. The last contact they had was from him, the brave engineer who had been captured and tortured by the alien species called the Zareth. Now, this message was proof he was alive. But barely. The military officers around her started discussing what to do. Some wanted to ignore it. They said the Zareth were a distant threat and not worth fighting. Others argued that this was a warning, a sign that Earth was in danger. Alina stood up. Her voice was calm but firm. "We can't wait. We owe it to Rayan and to every human in the galaxy. We must act now." Her words stirred the room. Plans were quickly made. Earth's Defense Alliance decided to launch a secret mission, an elite team to find Rayan, punish the Zareth, and send a message back to all alien species. Humans are not weak. Meanwhile, in the cold darkness of space, the Zareth Council gathered on their massive warship. Their leaders were tall, with sharp eyes and cold expressions. They believed they had won. They thought the humans were nothing but a small, weak species that could be ignored or destroyed easily. But the message had reached Earth, and Earth was preparing to fight back. The Council did not understand the true meaning of the warning. They only saw it as a threat to their power. One leader, Calther, spoke with anger. "Humans are weak. They have no chance against us. We crushed their ship. We captured their engineer. There is nothing more to fear." But others were uneasy. They remembered the strange events, the sudden blackout on their ship, the escape of the human prisoner, and the mysterious message. "We must prepare," said another council member. "If Earth is coming, we must be ready to defend ourselves." Calther laughed. "Let them come. They will fail. They will die." Back on Earth, Alina led a team called Ghost Unit. They were the best soldiers, trained for covert operations and advanced combat. They had one mission: find Rayan and make the Zareth pay. The Ghost Unit prepared quickly. Their ships were fast and silent, equipped with the latest technology. Alina briefed the team. "Our brother is out there, hurt but alive. The Zareth think they can break us. They are wrong. We will find him, and we will destroy anyone who stands in our way." Her words inspired the team. They boarded their ships and launched into space, heading toward the last known location of Rayan. Days passed. The Ghost Unit traveled through dangerous asteroid fields and deep space storms. The tension was high. Every moment could be their last. Suddenly, sensors detected movement near a small planet. It was a Zareth base, heavily guarded. Alina's ship moved closer, using stealth technology to avoid detection. They landed near the base, ready to strike. Inside the base, prisoners cried in dark cells. Among them, Rayan was weak but alive. He had survived days of torture and isolation. His mind was sharp, but his body was tired. When the ghost unit attacked, chaos erupted. Laser fire filled the halls. Alien guards shouted and ran. Alina and her team moved quickly, cutting through enemy lines. They found Rayan and helped him escape. As they flew away from the burning base, Rayan looked at Alina. "They hurt me. But I'm not broken," he said softly. Alina smiled. "You're stronger than they think, and now we'll show them." Back on Earth, news of the mission spread. People felt hope and fear. Hope that humans could fight back. Fear that war with aliens was just beginning. Alina knew the fight was far from over. The Zareth had crossed a line, and now Earth would cross one too. The Zareth home planet was a place of cold metal towers and harsh skies. Its cities were built for war, strong and unyielding like the species that ruled there. The Zareth believed themselves invincible. They thought no human could ever reach them, let alone threaten their power. But tonight, the skies above their capital city changed. A sudden shadow moved through the stars. Silent, fast and deadly, Earth's ghost unit ships appeared in orbit. They were like ghosts in the night, invisible to the Zareth's strongest sensors. Inside one of these ships, Commander Alina looked down at the planet below. The city was alive with lights, unaware of the danger coming. She tightened her grip on the controls. "We're here," she said quietly. "Time to remind them who they hurt." The ghost unit ships moved quickly, deploying small squads across the planets. Surface. Their mission was clear. Hit fast, hit hard, and avoid detection. The first city targeted was Zareth, Prime's industrial district, a place filled with factories and military workshops. The humans struck silently, disabling power stations and communication towers. No alarms, no warnings, just sudden darkness. Inside the city, confusion spread. The Zareth soldiers scrambled to understand what was happening. Their advanced technology was failing. Communications went dead. Automated defenses shut down. The humans moved like shadows, using hacked alien tech to control the city's systems. They left no trace, no bodies, only fear. Meanwhile, the Zareth Council was shocked. Their sensors detected strange signals and sudden blackouts across multiple cities. They quickly realized Earth's ghost unit was not just a threat. They were inside their world. Cal Thor, the ruthless leader, growled in anger. How did they get here? How do they move so fast? We must crush them before they spread. But the more the Zareth tried, the more they failed. The humans' technology was unlike anything they had seen. It twisted their own weapons against them, turned their drones into allies, and spread confusion like wildfire. In one factory, a squad of ghost unit soldiers led by Lieutenant Dara moved with precision. They bypassed security doors, avoided patrols, and reached the heart of the facility. There, they found alien engineers working on new weapons, weapons meant to destroy entire planets. Dara planted explosives. Her voice was calm through the coms. Mission complete. Preparing to move out. The factory exploded moments later, shaking the city and sending shockwaves through the alien military. Back in the capital, civilians watched the skies in fear. Rumors spread like wildfire. No one knew who these humans were or why they had come. Some hoped for peace. Others prepared for war. Alina's team regrouped at a safe point. She looked at the faces of her soldiers, tired but determined. "They think humans are weak," she said. "Tonight we show them the truth. This is only the beginning." But not everyone on the Zareth side was ready to fight. Some whispered of peace, of understanding. They feared the humans not because of strength, but because of their will to survive and fight back. One young Zareth soldier named Tharok watched the news feeds with confusion. He had always believed in the Council's power, but now he was not so sure. "Who are these humans?" he asked quietly. "How can they move like ghosts? How can they win?" His commander dismissed him with a sharp look. "They are just lucky and weak, like always." But Tharok's mind was troubled. He wondered if the humans had something the Zareth had forgotten, something deeper than weapons or power. The night ended with the city in chaos. Power was lost in many areas. The military was on high alert, but the humans had disappeared before they could be caught. Alina watched the planet from orbit. Her voice was soft but strong. "This war is just beginning. But we will win. Because we fight for something greater than power. We fight for justice." The cold lights of the alien prison ship flickered weakly in the silent corridors. Deep inside, in a small, dim cell, Rayan sat on the cold floor, his body weak but his mind sharp. Days and nights of harsh treatment had left scars on his skin. But they could not break his spirit. Outside, guards moved past the cells, their heavy footsteps echoing through the halls. The Zareth soldiers believed they had captured their prize, a human who was broken and powerless. They did not understand what they had done. Rayan remembered everything: the attack, the capture, the pain. But what he remembered most was the promise he had made to himself. He would survive. He would come back. Meanwhile, the ghost unit had located the prison ship. Alina's heart tightened with hope and fear. They had to get Rayan out before it was too late. Inside the prison ship, something strange was happening. The aliens were experimenting on their prisoners, especially humans. They injected strange substances, used strange machines that hummed with power, and altered the prisoners' bodies. Rayan was one of their subjects. At first, the experiments made him feel weaker, more helpless. But inside, something was changing. The alien technology was mixing with his own biology in unexpected ways. He felt strange energy flowing through his veins, giving him strength but also pain. One night, while the guards were distracted by a sudden alarm, Rayan's cell door suddenly opened. A figure stepped inside, a fellow human soldier from the ghost unit, sent to rescue him. "Rayan, we're here to take you home." The soldier whispered urgently. Rayan stood, his legs shaky but determined. They moved quickly through the twisting corridors, avoiding patrols and security measures. When they reached the ship's control room, chaos erupted. Alarms screamed, and soldiers swarmed in. But Rayan felt a new power rising inside him. He touched a nearby console, and suddenly, systems responded to him as if he controlled them. The ship's security locked down, trapping the alien soldiers instead of the humans. Rayan's strange new abilities gave them the advantage. As they escaped in a small shuttle, Alina waited in orbit, her eyes searching the stars. When the shuttle docked, she rushed to greet her brother. Rayan looked different. His eyes glowed faintly, and his movements were sharper, faster. But his voice was the same. "They changed me," he said quietly. "Not just my body, but my mind." Alina nodded. "We'll figure it out, together." Back on Earth, scientists studied Rayan's condition. They were amazed and afraid. The alien technology had altered him, made him stronger, faster, and able to interface with machines in ways no human ever had. But with this power came questions. What would happen if the technology spread? Could humans control it, or would it consume them? Rayan trained every day, learning to use his new abilities. He could hack alien systems without tools. He could sense danger before it arrived. But he also felt a growing anger inside, a need for justice, for revenge. The war was no longer just about survival. It was about showing the galaxy that humans were not to be underestimated. The Zareth Council received news of Rayan's escape. Fear spread through their ranks. They had not only lost a prisoner, but now faced a new enemy, a human transformed by their own technology. Calther's voice was cold and angry. Find him, bring him back, or destroy him. But Rayan was no longer just a victim. He was a weapon. Alina stood with her brother, her team, and the Earth Defense Council. The future was uncertain, but their resolve was clear. We will fight, she said. For Rayan, for Earth, for every human. And somewhere in the stars, a new chapter in the war between humans and aliens began. The silence of deep space was broken by a voice, calm, steady, and cold. You took one of ours. Now we're taking everything from you. That was Commander Alina's broadcast to the Zareth Empire. That she stood on the deck of the warship Vigilant Dawn, her eyes sharp, voice steady. Behind her, the Earth fleet was ready. Dozens of ships powered up, weapons charged, and Ghost Unit deployed across sectors. No more warnings, no more waiting. This wasn't rescue. This was retaliation. Zareth Defense Grid, Sector 9 AOM, the edge of Zareth-controlled space. A defense station floated in quiet orbit around a red gas giant. It was armed, protected by drones, and manned by elite Zareth sentries. But they weren't ready for what came next. 3 small Earthships appeared without warning. They didn't fire. They didn't speak. They simply moved, fast, silent, deadly. The station's alarms blared, drones launched, guns turned. Then, chaos. A blinding EMP pulse knocked out all electronics. The drones fell from the sky like broken glass. Power went dark. Doors stopped moving. Communications died. Seconds later, Ghost Unit soldiers dropped into the station. Black armor, glowing visors, zero fear. They moved with perfect timing, room by room. They cleared the base. Not a single human life was lost. Not one Zareth soldier was left standing. Meanwhile, inside the enemy's High Council room, Calther slammed his fist against the table. How can they strike so fast? Why aren't our sensors catching them? They're insects. Another general replied, more cautious. They are learning, adapting. That human we experimented on. He escaped. He carries something now, something that lets them break our systems. Calther's eyes narrowed. R-A-Y and ... The room fell silent. Calthor growled. If we don't crush him, he'll become a symbol, a virus in our control. Find him. I want his head. But it was already too late. Rayan wasn't just a survivor. He was becoming something more. Earth orbit. Classified research base. Rayan stood in a sealed chamber. Wires attached to his arms. Machines scanning his brain activity. Human scientists observed him from behind thick glass. They called it interface syncing. Rayan called it ... strange. When he touched a screen, it didn't just react, it obeyed. He could connect with alien tech through thought, and it was evolving. What once needed wires now only needed focus. A floating drone hovered before him. It was alien built, once a weapon. Now it responded to Rayan like a pet. He whispered, "Scan environment." The drone blinked once, then flew across the room, mapping everything in perfect detail. The scientists were amazed. Rayan, one of them said, "You're not just syncing with alien tech. It's becoming part of you." Rayan stared at his hand. For a moment, his veins glowed faint blue, like Zareth power lines. He knew this was dangerous, but he also knew this was their only chance. Ghost Unit, strike plan, Operation Echo Fire. Alina gathered her team. 5 Zareth fuel planets, she said. If we take them, their fleets won't move. The mission would be dangerous. Each planet was heavily guarded. But the Ghost Unit was ready. Rayan joined them this time. His body wasn't fully healed, but his new abilities made him more than just a soldier. He could feel systems before he saw them. Disable turrets from a mile away. See through walls using signal echoes. He wasn't human anymore. Not fully, but he was fighting for humanity. Operation Echo Fire, Planet Vextrist. Strike began under cover of night. Ghost Unit landed in the dense jungles of Planet Vextrist. The air was thick and humid. Alien insects buzzed. Zareth guards patrolled the skies in flying crafts. Alina's team moved silently. Then, an explosion. Boom. Ghost Unit had breached the first energy plant. Flames shot into the sky. Zareth soldiers charged in response. Gunfire, explosions, screams. Rayan, in the middle of it all, raised his hand. With a single thought, enemy weapons jammed. Their targeting systems blinked out. Their drones turned back. And exploded. Rayan collapsed to one knee. The effort drained him, but it worked. Alina grabbed him. "You okay?" He nodded. "I just need time." The team planted charges across the planet's major fuel centers. Then they ran. As they lifted off in their stealth ship. The sky behind them lit up with fire. 3 planets down. 2 to go. Zareth response. The fury awakens. The Zareth Empire was burning. Fuel lines lost. Ships grounded. Communications cut. Fear spread through the alien ranks. For the first time in centuries, the Zareth were losing, and they hated it. Cal Thor stood in his private chamber, staring at a map of the stars. He pointed at Earth's region. "Send the fleet. If they want a war, we'll give them one." The stars around Earth would soon burn. Back on Earth, Alina and Rayan. Alina watched the stars, her hands behind her back. "They're coming, aren't they?" she asked quietly. Rayan stood beside her, eyes glowing slightly. "Yes, in full force. Do we stand a chance?" Rayan didn't smile, but he didn't look afraid either. "They crossed the line first," he said. "Now we finish it." The calm of space shattered like glass. Flashing red warnings lit up every Earth defense ship. "Enemy fleet detected." The voice crackled. "Overcomes." Commander Alina's fingers tightened around the console. Her heart beat hard, steady like a drum of war. This was it, the moment they feared, the battle they had prepared for. The Zareth fleet was massive. Hundreds of ships, bigger and stronger than any humans had ever faced. They came fast, their weapons ready to burn the stars themselves. Earth's defense fleet. Earth's fleet formed a shield around the planet, brave, ready, determined. Alina's ship, the Vigilant Dawn, took position at the front lines. Beside her, Rayan's eyes glowed faintly blue. His body still healing, but his mind sharp as ever. "Rayan," Alina said softly. "Are you ready?" He nodded. "We fight not just for survival. We fight for our future." Battle begins. The first shots fired like thunder. Laser beams streaked across space. Explosions bloomed like stars dying. Ship shook. Alarms screamed. On the bridge of the Vigilant Dawn, every crew member worked like a well-oiled machine. Alina barked orders. "Focus fire on the lead ship." "Ghost Unit, move to flank their right." Rayan's senses went beyond normal. He could feel the pulse of enemy engines, the rhythm of their weapons. He reached out with his mind, connecting to Earth's ships. "Shields up. Target their weapons," he said. The fleet responded as if he was a conductor. Their weapons fired with precision, disabling enemy guns. Zareth commander's fury across the battlefield. Calthor stood on his flagship Oblivion. His voice was a roar. "Destroy the humans, break their spirit." The Zareth unleashed their deadliest weapon, a massive beam that could melt entire ships in seconds. Alina saw the beam charging. Evasive maneuvers. Shields to max. The Vigilant Dawn shook under the blast, but it held. Rayan's power grouse. Rayan pushed himself further, tapping into the alien tech within him. He linked directly to his Zareth warship. With a thought, he took control. The ship spun, firing on its own fleet. The Zareth were confused. Their weapons turned against them. Alina smiled. "That's our advantage." Ghost Unit on the ground while the space battle raged. Squads of Ghost Unit soldiers fought on the Zareth's planet surfaces. They sabotaged bases, freed prisoners, and destroyed weapon factories. In one fierce fight, Lieutenant Dara faced a group of elite Zareth warriors. Bullets flew, blades clashed. Dara fought with skill and courage, pushing the aliens back. Her voice came over comes. We're holding ground, but reinforcements are coming. Turning point, just when it seemed the battle might last forever, a massive explosion rocked the Zareth flagship. The Oblivion shuddered, systems failing. Alina took the chance. Full assault. Push them back. With Rayan's help, Earth's fleet destroyed the flagship's weapons and shields. The Zareth began to retreat. Aftermath, the stars were quiet again. Alina looked at the damage. Many lives lost. She said softly. Rayan placed a hand on her shoulder. We survived. And we will rebuild. But far in the darkness, Calther's eyes burned with hatred. This is not over. The war had scarred the stars, but the fight was far from over. Earth celebrated a hard-won victory, but beneath the surface, shadows moved. A secret meeting in a hidden room beneath the Earth Defense Council. Voices whispered. Alina stood tense, listening as her trusted advisor, Marcus, spoke. The Zareth are regrouping faster than we thought. Their spies are everywhere. Alina frowned. How is that possible? Our intelligence is strong. Marcus looked away. Not as strong as it should be. There's a leak. The word hit her like a blow. A traitor, she said. Betrayal among us. The council began a secret investigation. They watched, they listened. But the enemy wasn't only outside, it was inside. Rayan trained harder than ever. His new powers made him invaluable, but also a target. One night, as he returned to his quarters, he noticed something, a strange device hidden near the door. His eyes narrowed. This is a bug. He called Alina. We have a spy, he warned. Spy revealed. The council moved quickly. They captured a low-ranking officer named Dren. Under pressure, Dren confessed. I was paid by the Zareth, he said. They promised power, money, safety. Alina's heart sank. How deep does this go? Dren shook his head. I don't know. A dangerous plan. While Earth fought the war in space, Calther's forces planned a new attack. A surprise strike. On Earth's research base, where Rayan's powers were being studied. If they destroyed it, Earth would lose its greatest weapon. Alina prepared. We can't let them win this. The night of attack, dark ships appeared suddenly in Earth's orbit. Alarms blared. Ghost units scrambled to defend. Rayan felt a strange pull, a connection with the incoming ships. He raced to the base. Explosions rocked the ground. Zareth troops landed, cutting through defenses. Betrayal strikes inside the base. Lights flickered. Rayan confronted Dren, now fully revealed as a traitor. You betrayed us, Rayan said quietly. Dren sneered. I did what I had to do. But before he could strike, Alina and her team arrived. A fierce fight broke out. Victory. But at a cost. Earth's forces pushed the Zareth back. The base was saved, but the damage was heavy. Many scientists were injured. Rayan's powers were tested like never before. He stood tall, but inside, he felt the weight of war. A new resolve. Alina looked out at the stars. This war has changed us all, she said. Rayan nodded. But it will not break us. They knew the final battle was near, and when it came, the universe itself would tremble. The galaxy held its breath. Two great powers, Earth and the Zareth Empire, were about to clash in the fight that would decide their fate. The gathering storm. On Earth's command ship, Vigilant Dawn, Commander Alina stood before a glowing star. Map. Our enemies are gathering at the edge of the Lyra system, she said. Rayan, now fully trained and stronger than ever, stood beside her. We can't let them reach Earth, he said. Alina nodded. This is the final battle. We fight for everything. The battle begins. Arith ships emerged from hyperspace, dark and endless like a black wave. Earth's fleet formed quickly, weapons charged, shields raised, the first shots fired, lighting up space with deadly color. Rayan's role in the chaos. Rayan used his alien-enhanced powers to control machines, disrupt enemy ships, and protect Earth's fleet. He moved like a shadow, appearing where needed most. Alina's Commandalina coordinated attacks, keeping Earth's forces united, her calm voice. Cut through the noise. Hold the line. Don't let them break through. The Turning Point Zareth unleashed their deadliest weapon, a massive planet, destroying cannon. Earth's fleet scrambled to defend, but the weapon charged fast. Rayan focused all his energy, connecting to the weapons system. He hacked into it from inside. With a burst of light, the cannon exploded, destroying itself. The last push with their weapon gone, the Zareth began to fall back. Alina ordered the final attack. Earth's ships surged forward. The Zareth flagship Oblivion was surrounded. Face to face, Alina and Rayan led a strike team aboard the Oblivion. Inside, they confronted Calthur. The battle was fierce, hand-to-hand combat echoing through the ship. Rayan's new powers clashed with Calthur's strength. Victory and sacrifice in the end. Rayan struck the final blow. Calthur fell, but the ship was dying. Alina ordered an evacuation. Aftermath. Back on Earth, celebrations were quiet. The war was won, but the cost was heavy. Rayan looked at the stars. We have peace for now. Alina smiled, but we must never forget the price we paid. A new beginning. Earth rebuilt. Humans and aliens alike worked toward a better future. Rayan and Alina stood together. The galaxy was vast. Their story was far from over.